beautiful people, it is your girl Elon back on the cam. It is currently like 10 or 11 something at night. I do not know. If you hear noise in the background, that is the heat kicking on. Today's video is basically going to be me giving you a couple of tips on how to maintain your natural hair. I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible that I think you guys might have about natural hair and how to take care of it a little bit. If you're new to natural hair, or if you're just trying to get more tips, I got you, fam. So the first tip I would say is to always tie down your hair before you go to sleep, or whatever that may be, especially if you just did your hair. That should be a given, because you don't want to sleep on your dry cotton pillow. Like, the cotton pillow is going to dry up your hair. Like, it's going to suck all the nutrients and goodness and juices and berries you just put in your head. It's gonna suck that out, okay? It's gonna suck it all out. So make sure you tie up your hair to keep it protected, keep your ends protected, and keep it from breaking off, pretty much. If you don't have anything to tie your hair down, if you don't have a do-rag, a bonnet, a headscarf, I would suggest getting a satin pillowcase. I currently don't have mine with me. I am not at my house, but I'm at like my second house. Pretty much a satin bonnet pillowcase, picture right here for you guys if you don't know what that looks like. This can help protect your hair as well. Pretty much like if you don't have a satin headscarf, head bonnet, whatever, if you sleep on your satin pillowcase, you're pretty much protected. Tip number 2 is to keep your hair and scalp moisturized at all times. Well, not at all times, but okay. So I would say, because I don't moisturize my hair every day. Who does that? Like, no black person, no natural hair person does that, okay? Pretty much I would say create a regimen of moisturizing your hair every other day. That'll work, or like every 2 or 3 days or whatever, just to make sure you keep some moisture in your hair. If you feel your hair getting a little dry, a little brittle, a little you know, it's doing a little something like that, you need to, you know, put some juices and berries in there, spray a little water on it. Water equals moisture, okay? Water counts. If you're just spraying it, then you could top it with some oil. Oil is a sealant, okay, not a moisturizer. But I do use oil on my scalp when I have in like twists. I currently have mini twists. If you guys cannot see that well, I have twists in and I put oil on my scalp. Use oil on your scalp when you're doing a protective style. You can also use it on your scalp like in your daily routine. I would suggest that, but also sometimes it can clog your pores on your scalp. You don't want that, because you want your hair to grow nice. Dry hair equals breakage. Everybody should know this. If your hair is dry, it is bound to break in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see this. Okay, y'all see that? Y'all see this little fuzz right here? That's breakage, okay? That's breakage. Don't let your hair get to that point. This is caused by just letting my hair be dry all the freaking time, and then like the crown of your hair starts to break off and it gets shorter, and it be shorter down all the other pieces of your hair. You don't want that. Tip number 3 would be low manipulation. Now this means pretty much leave your hair the hell alone, okay? Me, what I'm doing right now with my hair, this protective style mini twist would be considered a low manipulation style. Now you have low manipulation styles and you have high manipulation styles. A high manipulation style would be like a sleek ponytail, all that tightness on your hair, and then your hair is like in a tight bun or whatever. Like, it's too much stress on your hair. That's high manipulation. Too much stress on your hair can also cause like traction, alopecia, and stuff like that, where you're stressing your edges out and you're pulling, your hair is coming out and your hair is just coming out. You don't want that. That means there's too much stress going on in your hair, and that is a bad thing. So make sure you practice low manipulation, which is pretty much not touching your hair that much. I don't really touch my hair that much. After I put it into a style or do whatever I do with it, I let it just be it, because I'm really lazy and I don't like to do anything with my hair. So I will leave it like this for like a week, 2 weeks. Like, sometimes it gets bad, and that's what causes the breakage, when you don't take care of your hair for a long period of time. But yeah, so pretty much I just leave it up in this little style, leave it alone. Leave your hair alone, and I promise you, your hair will grow the fastest it has ever grown before. Tip number 4 would be condition your hair weekly or bi-weekly, which is every 2 weeks. Typically for me, I try to deep condition my hair every time I wash my hair or every wash day. Whenever your wash day is for you, I would recommend you to, after you complete your wash day of your shampooing then conditioning, after you condition, deep condition. That's the best time. Your hair is already wet, and that way you're putting back in the nutrients and stuff that was stripped from your hair by the shampoo. Hopefully you guys are using sulfate shampoo too as well. That's a good tip. Sulfate free shampoo, because the sulfates is what strips your hair of the nutrients and stuff. So most natural shampoos that I've seen says sulfate free, paraben free, mineral oil free, stuff like that. That's the type of stuff you want to look for when you're looking into shampoos and stuff for your hair. Make sure you find a good deep conditioner. I will post a couple of pictures of some deep conditioners that I've used that have worked very good for me. If I can name them off bat, Aussie Moist, 3-Minute Miracle, Africa's Best. I think it was like an olive oil deep conditioner or something. It was green. You can get that on Amazon. And then the last one would be Eden's Body Works deep conditioner. Conditioning your hair can have like very great effects on your hair. It can make your hair real soft, smooth, manageable, and easy to deal with on the daily. And also over time, if you, sorry, knocked over my M&Ms, but also over time, if you are consistent with your deep conditioning, pretty much like you will see a difference in your hair's performance overall. So your curls will be popping, you know, you won't have to like try to struggle to detangle your hair every day, you know, and it's just all around better manipulation and better manageability with your hair. Step number 5 would be to detangle with wet hair. Okay, I don't know why people detangle with dry hair. That is not good for you at all, especially if you are using a comb on dry hair. That is the graveyard for your hair. Your hair done, like donezo. Make sure you, if you're using a comb to detangle your hair, which I would suggest if you have coarse hair like mine, and I have to use a comb or Denman brush because fingers don't work all the time. But yeah, first thing I would suggest is using your fingers. That's a good thing, but make sure you have a lot of slip in whatever you're detangling with. So get a conditioner, some with good slip. The Aussie Moist conditioners work very well for my hair type, might work well for others. It has great slip in it. Make sure you have great slip when you're trying to detangle your hair. So what I do for detangling my hair is pretty much like I wet it, get my hair all drenched and wet, and then I put the Aussie Moist conditioner on it, let it sit, and then I go through it with the comb or whatever, and or Denman brush. So yeah, just make sure you detangle on wet hair with slip, because if you just got wet hair, that can also cause breakage. So make sure you have slip. The slip is what's going to allow your comb to slip through there easily without causing breakage or damage to your hair or your end. And number 6 is kind of partially optional, but I've seen a lot of people say this works for them best, and it also is what I can say works well for me too, and it is keeping your hair stretched. So if you have like type 4 natural hair and it's very hard to deal with or unmanageable, 9 times out of 10, if you stretch your hair, not with heat or anything, you don't have to use heat per se, but if you stretch it by braiding it or doing the banding method or like the threading method, any way you stretch it, it's more easy to work with or manageable. But if you like your curly look and you like it to be shrunken and all that stuff, then by all means go ahead, do it. But keeping your hair stretched and elongated keeps it from clumping together fast, and it just keeps it all together like manageable for you. Anyway, I just recently had I did a blowout on myself, and my hair was pretty manageable until I stopped taking care of it. And that's my thing. Like I said, I'm lazy natural, okay? So I might like put a hairstyle on my hair and I just neglect my hair, which is not a good thing. It's sad to admit, but when I do get to my hair, I make sure I take some tender love and care on that mug, because this child up here be wild. Tip number 7 would be to trim your ends. Okay, keep your ends trimmed. I've read that you're supposed to keep your ends trimmed every 6 to 8 weeks, but personally for me, it is a preference of whenever you want to trim your ends. For me, I would typically trim my ends when they start to feel a little brittle, or when they don't coil at the ends, when I'm like doing twists or something like that. If they're not coiling right, then I know it's time to trim. If you have stringy ends, that's time for a trim. If you're getting fairy knots easily, which are single strand knots, you have to cut those out. It's time for a trim. Okay, it's time for a trim. If you can just look at your hair and you can tell the difference from the roots of your hair to the tip of your hair looks all thin and, you know, just dried out, cut it. Okay, it's time for a cut. Last but not least, tip number 8 is to give your hair a break. Okay, give your hair a break. This is kind of like low manipulation, but giving your hair a break is pretty much when you don't have to deal with it at all, like without like neglecting it, but you don't have to deal with it as in doing it every day or making sure it looks nice. So an example of this would be a protective style. What I have in right now, mini twist, would be considered a protective style because my hair is like it's in a style where it lasts long and I don't have to constantly do my hair every day. Like, that's what a protective style is. A protective style would be like a wig or cornrows or Senegalese twist or box braids. Something that protects your hair and gives your hair a break and time to breathe, so you don't have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. You can have protective styles with weave, or you can have protective styles with your natural hair. I've chosen to do this protective style with my natural hair because I ordered some hair, okay y'all. I ordered some Marley hair because I wanted to do some faux locks, and it's not coming till April 29th, okay? And it's currently 420, okay? It's 420 and it's 9 days away. Need I remind y'all, I ordered it like 2 weeks ago, and I've been waiting for a very long time, and this is the longest I've waited for anything to come per Amazon. So yeah, okay, so yeah, that was really it. I'm just up making videos. I guess it's quarantine time, so I can shoot some videos out at y'all. It's gonna be different videos coming. I'm gonna be talking controversial stuff. If you're not one to like controversy between topics or what the government's doing, what you think they're really doing, their plots, conspiracies, I'm gonna be diving into that stuff on this channel because that's things that I like, and I'm trying to incorporate more things that I like on this channel, and also trying to find what my niche is. Okay, all right, hope you guys like this video, and if you like this video and if it was somewhat informative to you, please hit that thumbs up button and also subscribe to this channel. Thanks for tuning in. Love all of you guys unconditionally. I hope I'm getting the same love back. Peace, and don't forget to share this video with your mom, your dad, your grandma, your aunties with the good old hair, you know, who like to do the protective styles every day.